Oklahoma's own News on 6 starts now.
Tonight, Campaign 2020 comes through Tulsa. We're there as a candidate for president rallies voters in Oklahoma. Tonight, Democratic candidate for president Beto O'Rourke is campaigning in Tulsa. It's the Democrats' second trip to the Sooner State this year. News on 6's Eric Payne is downtown, live at his town hall. Eric.
Taylor, we're outside of Welltown Brewing, where Beers with Beto just wrapped up a couple of hours ago. This is his second time, like you said, in the Sooner State. The first time as a presidential candidate, his first time was early June whenever he was in Sand Springs to tour flood damage. And that week, Vice President Pence also toured the flood damage. Tonight, Beto was stumping to supporters who filled this brewery to listen to his plans if he's elected. So we spoke with a few of them outside.
Oh, I'm hyped up. Beto's one of my heroes. As a young man, I really thought that he should have smoked Cruz.
The topics tonight really ranged on everything, including gun reform, immigration, which included not making people feel like second-class citizens, health care, including the woman's right to choose, better pay for people like teachers, legalizing marijuana, and reforming prisons. He also touched on climate change and the shooting in El Paso.
No matter how beautiful and exceptional and special and safe your community, we are all connected to one another here in the United States. Martin Luther King talked about being caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. And that violence in America, that racism and that hatred, it found us on August 3rd in El Paso, Texas.
Making any headway in Oklahoma as a Democrat is pretty tough, though. You have to go all the way back to 2000 to find any county that went blue in a presidential election. That was for Al Gore. Now, I reached out to the Tulsa County Republican Party chairman today. He told me, quote, "I find no need to respond about someone who is out of step with the vast majority of Tulsa and has no chance of winning." He went on to tell me, "I'll have a lot to say once the Democrats determine who's going to enter the ring with President Trump." Now, the primary election will be March 3rd here in Oklahoma. The deadline to register to vote will be 25 days before the election. Live in Tulsa, Eric Payne, Oklahoma's own News on 6.
Okay, thank you, Eric. O'Rourke will remain in town tomorrow before heading to Oklahoma City and Norman. While in Tulsa, he'll visit the Greenwood District, the site of the 1921 race massacre. Later in this newscast, we'll take you to a church that survived a fire during the massacre and show you how members are marking a milestone.
Thunderstorms cut off the potential for rainfall this evening. That's some good news. We don't really want to see a whole lot more water at this point for most of the area. The storms were out of southeastern Oklahoma by 2 or 3, but a few of those were severe as they rolled through. All of us, though, had a sauna for our Sunday. Maximum heat index for Tulsa was 107 for about an hour. It topped out at 110. Okmulgee and Eufaula, and tomorrow more of the same. A heat advisory in effect from 1 to 9 p.m. with that heat warning just west of the area. Heat index 105 to 110 for much of that time frame. So not only will we have a heat index above 100, we have a day with triple-digit temperatures ahead. I'll let you know which, along with when the unsettled pattern returns to the forecast, which will give us a small break in the heat. That full 9-day forecast is coming up.
Okay, Mike, thank you. Police are looking for one person in connection to an afternoon shooting that left one man in the hospital. Tulsa police say the man was shot by someone during an argument between two groups over a suspected larceny at the Dollar General store. That happened near the Katy Trail at 49th West Avenue. The shooter tells police he fired in self-defense after seeing someone else pull out a gun. No arrests have been made and the condition of the victim is unknown, but police say that victim was talking when he was being transported to the hospital. Tonight, Tulsa police are investigating after another medical marijuana dispensary is robbed at gunpoint. Officers say 3 men with handguns went into the Red Eye 420 dispensary at 15th and Sheridan last night around closing time and made the employees get on the ground. Police say they got into an open safe and stole marijuana, money, and a handgun and then took off. Police across the state are looking for a man who escaped custody during a traffic stop. Yukon police say it happened this morning as officers questioned the man who told police his name was Sierra Rhodes. They say he gave investigators a fake name, but when officers looked him up, they found out he had 2 warrants out for his arrest. He was put in the back of a patrol car but managed to escape. Yukon police say Rhodes does not have a permanent address and he may be staying with friends. OSBI is investigating after a child was shot and killed yesterday in Clinton. When police arrived at the scene, they say they found an 8-year-old boy in a bedroom with a gunshot wound to the chest. The boy was pronounced dead at the scene. The name of that victim is not being released at this time. Law enforcement in Oklahoma and across the country are on high alert as threats of copycat shootings increase after recent mass shootings in El Paso and Dayton. Just last night, we told you how officers in Owasso are stepping up patrols around shopping centers, even though they say recent social media threats are not credible. And tonight, Oklahoma City police are reassuring citizens they are safe after video of a man threatening a mass shooting showed up online. Police there say an investigation also revealed no credible threat. But just in the past 48 hours, 2 men in separate incidents were arrested on suspicion of plotting attacks across the country. Meg Oliver has more on how you can help look out for potential threats.
Police arrested 20-year-old James Reardon on Saturday, a self-described white nationalist, after uncovering this threatening social media post. Authorities say the video shows him shooting a semi-automatic rifle and talking about killing Jews in Youngstown, Ohio.
That kicked off an intense investigation, a very rapidly evolving investigation.
Reardon took part in the deadly protests in Charlottesville, Virginia in 2017. He was interviewed for a documentary saying he wanted to see a homeland established only for whites. Police seized semi-automatic weapons, dozens of rounds of ammunition, and bulletproof armor. A day earlier, more than 1,000 miles away, another takedown in Daytona Beach, Florida. Volusia County deputies swarmed 25-year-old Tristan Wicks in a grocery store parking lot. They uncovered chilling text messages that read, "I'd like to shoot into a large crowd and kill 100 people," and "I'd want to break a world record for longest confirmed kill ever." An FBI study shows 85% of active shooters brag online about their potential plan.
Equally as disturbing is the fact that 54% of the individuals that read or were aware of the active shooter's plans said and did nothing.
Authorities said Wicks had a .22 caliber hunting rifle and 400 rounds of ammunition when he was arrested.
This is how it's supposed to work. You see something, say something. Law enforcement does their job. We seize his weapons. He's under arrest.
Meg Oliver, CBS News, New York.
A historic Tulsa congregation is celebrating more than a century of perseverance.
During the race riot, Mount Zion was burnt down.
Hear from members about the important role the church plays in our city's history. And next, a staple of Route 66 that could be closing its doors for the last time soon. Only on 6 tonight, a staple of Route 66 in Tulsa is closing. Owners of Fuel 66 say the iconic beer garden will be open through September 7th. They tell News on 6 that several potential new owners have expressed interest in buying the place and keeping it open. Tulsa Tech is getting kids ready to go back to school. Barber and cosmetology students were hard at work today with free haircuts and styling for school-age kids. The event is designed to give kids encouragement and confidence in the coming year.
It's inspiring for us to see them, because we know they're the kids and we're doing something good for them. So it's a great feeling for all.
Jones says they saw about 300 kids today. Tulsa public school students returned to class on Wednesday. Well, the hot weather did not keep people from coming out to enjoy the music and fun this afternoon on the Guthrie Green. It's part of the Green Sunday concert series featuring local and international musicians. If you'd like to head out to enjoy the music on the Green, you've got one more opportunity. The last of the summer concerts is next Sunday from 2:30 to 6:30. Well, the heat continues out on the Osage Casino Skycam network. Mike has more on Tulsa's next chance to hit 100 just ahead. And next, how a Tulsa church's faith endured through the darkest chapter in Tulsa history. A Tulsa church is celebrating 110 years of perseverance. A fire destroyed the Mount Zion Baptist Church building during the Tulsa Race Massacre of 1921. Today, the storied congregation marked a milestone with a special anniversary service. News on 6's Mallory Thomas was there and spoke with members about the church's heritage and how they hope to impact Tulsa in the future.
I spoke with the church's anniversary chair, who tells me that the 110th anniversary is about the history behind Mount Zion Baptist Church and the legacy they're leaving for the next generation.
From the outside, it looks like just another Sunday service. But once you step inside, you feel the church's spirit.
Through perseverance, the congregation had the faith that we will still rebuild.
Chair of Mount Zion Baptist Church Anniversary Committee, Dr. Charlene Johnson, says over the last 110 years, the church has seen a lot.
During the race riot, Mount Zion was burnt down.
The first service in a new building being held in April of 1921. And by June 1st, the building was gone.
We were able to take part of something as significant as Mount Zion Baptist Church. It's critical, and I just want to be a part of that.
A spirit and perseverance that helped the congregation build the church that's being celebrated today.
It's more of a pleasure for me than a job.
Leaving behind a legacy for the next generation.
We want them to know that you are members of a church that had faith in God, and through His grace, we were able to rebuild.
If you're interested in coming to the church, getting some more information or even the history behind it, anybody is welcome to come on a Sunday. Reporting in Tulsa, Mallory Thomas, Oklahoma's own News on 6.
Week typical August weather.
All right, that 100-degree heat, it's coming for us
It
quick.
is coming.
Thanks for joining us tonight. Join John Holcomb and Dean Blevins coming up next.